morning, everybody. It is a little after 8 and my shift starts at 9 o'clock, so I have some time just to hang out and drink my coffee. Changes are happening. 2 weeks ago, I was offered full-time at the public library I work at, so I gave my notice at the corporate library, and today's my first day as a full-timer. Tomorrow actually is my last day at the corporate library. I am going to miss things at the corporate library. I'm going to miss the paycheck. The paycheck was nice. Now that I'm leaving, I have no qualms in saying how much I'm making. To be honest, we shouldn't have qualms about talking about that at all. I was making almost $21 an hour and I was due for a raise when I gave my notice. So as you can see, that's why I tolerated the 3-hour commute. So I'm going to miss that. I'm not going to miss the commute. Honestly, if it were like because of the commute, I ended up like breaking even. But F that commute, I hated that. I'm gonna miss the people there. There's a couple people that I liked. There's a couple people I didn't like. There is this guy who, so where my office was situated, you had to either cut through my office to get to the break room, or you had to go all the way down a hallway and then into the break room. And people were lazy. They didn't want to walk all the way down the hallway, so they would cut through my office. And I never liked it. But I didn't say anything because I didn't want to seem that, like, to be that person. But when COVID happened, I was like, no, this is no longer happening. This is a very small office and y'all aren't wearing your masks when you cut through. Most of the time they were, but a couple of times there was someone that wasn't. They're like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were in here. And so I eventually had to put up a sign saying, hey, while COVID's a concern, please don't cut through. I actually did that specifically for this one guy. He literally went, oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were in here when I was in there. I'm like, dude, you know someone's in this room every day of the week, so I don't understand why you thought that it was okay. So I'm not going to miss him. There was this office dog that I loved. His name was Bodie, and he was super shy, and he actually didn't like hats. Hats made him nervous. He was just a sweet dog. It got to the point where, like, he would come straight to me whenever he saw me, and I love that dog. I'm going to miss that dog. Is it terrible? For the most part, like, out of everyone, I'm going to miss that dog the most. The person I shared my office with for a while, I'm going to miss her. She was really nice. And the new person we hired, I'm going to miss her. She was cool. I'm going to miss hanging out with her. But yeah, for the most part, like, I'm going to miss people there. The work was super easy. It was stupid easy. For a really good paycheck. So I'm gonna miss a lot of things about it, but I'm not gonna miss that commute. That commute was a mess. So I'm gonna try to make this a reading vlog. What am I reading this week? I'm in the middle of Song Below Water. I've been listening to that for a while. I'm in the middle of a couple other books too. It's amazing when you're exhausted all the time because of your commute, how little you're motivated to do anything. That's why I haven't really been posting videos. I have 2 other videos that I just need to edit and post. I just don't have it, I just don't have the stamina to put time aside and do it. I'm just that tired. So I'm hopeful that I'll actually finish a book since I'm still in the middle of The Starless Sea, which I started like 3-4 months ago. Still in the middle of House and Blood and something. Crescent City. I'm still in the middle of that one. Middle of Song Below Water. And there's a 4th one I'm in the middle of. Heck, to try to get over this, I even tried doing the Avatar readathon. Did a post about it and everything on Instagram. I'm in the middle of that first book too. Like There by Tommy Orange. I'm in the middle of 5 different books, and that's because I just haven't wanted to sit down and read something. So I am not going to make a specific TBR. We're just going to see how I'm feeling. So I'm going to let you guys go now. I'm going to drink my coffee. I also have my Switch. So I'm going to check turnip prices on my Animal Crossing island. But, oh, one last thing. Squirrel! I can see why people are so willing to get up this early, especially in the middle of the summer. It's so freaking nice out. Don't know if I could do this every day. Well, I'm going to have to do this every day. Talk to you guys later. Hey, everybody. So this is going to be like a quick little check-in. So I want to say the last time I checked in was Wednesday. And so I actually did my first full day. And it was what I was expected to be. For the most part, my same responsibilities, just longer hours, and there were a couple of extra things I was expected to do because I was a full-time person, but nothing crazy, completely within my wheelhouse, and it was a good first day. The next day was my last day at the corporate library that I work for, and nothing super exciting happened on that day either, except for like when I first walked in, there was like a poster with everyone's signatures wishing me luck, and there were some presents. It was a really nice thing to walk in first thing, and I did get a wee bit emotional about it. I am going to miss the familiarity of the office. I'm going to miss some of the people there. But for the most part, the work was boring. It was easy. It was super easy, but it was boring. And I will definitely not miss that commute. I am so happy I never have to do that commute again. And because of like how the pay period works in both libraries, pay period actually starts on Wednesday and ends on Tuesday. And so as a full-time person, it's why I had to start it on a Wednesday. So I had to use one of my day offs to go to work on my last day on Thursday, because that's just how giving my notice worked out. So last week I ended up working 6 days out of the week, which I haven't done since February, March because of quarantine, and I'm exhausted. I am so tired. I had a day off on Sunday, but the one day is not enough. I'm exhausted. My house is a mess because I just couldn't be bothered to clean because weekends are reserved for cleaning. I need a vacation, and I can't get one because I can't go anywhere. It's about time for me to go to work, so I guess I'll check in with you guys later. I've continued reading The Starless Sea because I would like to finish one of the books I started before COVID, but I haven't been reading a whole lot lately. I've just been tired. In fact, I couldn't bother to make lunch today. This is my lunch. A Pop-Tart, some peanut butter crackers, some raisins, Pringles. I just bought a bunch of snacks because I just couldn't be bothered to make actual food. But I'll see you guys later. Good morning, everybody. So I think this is where I'm going to end this vlog. My first week at work was to be expected. I had the long weekend this weekend, which was such a great way to just rest. I needed that 3-day weekend. And now here we are, starting a new week. And I feel like even though I just switched to working full-time at the public library, I feel like a lot has changed. Like, I feel like I'm slowly waking up, if that's the way I want to put it. Like, I didn't realize how much energy it took to travel 6 hours in a day, twice a week. And there's people who do this 5 times a week. They do it every time they go into work. Because there's been times where I just felt so defeated that, of course, I would Google search what happens to you when you travel this much. And there's this one woman out in California that she travels a couple hours each way to work because of, it's more affordable to own a house outside of Los Angeles. And she's been doing it for 10 plus years, 5 times a week. And I was struggling with twice a week, and I haven't even made it the year. So that person is clearly a much more stronger-willed person than I am. But I did find some articles that basically said we're not actually meant to travel that much every week. It's not great for your mental health. And so it would really explain the times where I just felt like bone deep exhaustion. Like this past weekend, because I was resting so much, like I didn't have to be up super early, I actually had the energy to sit down and read. I haven't wanted to do that in ages. So I finally finished The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and I rated that 2 out of 5 stars. It took me 5 months to read it, and I didn't love it. I loved her first book, The Night Circus, but I didn't love this one. I felt like there's almost too much backstory. The whole concept was Zachary was our main character, but he finds this book at the library, and he's actually a character in the book. And then the chapters would switch from him trying to figure out the mystery of why he's in the book to like the stories of the book. And then we would get introduced to more characters, both in the book and in his real life. And when we would meet those characters, we would find out that they also had their own characters in certain books. And so it kept switching back and forth. It was kind of tedious. Like, I love the idea of it. I love a story within a story. But the fact that it kept doing it back and forth for like 3/4 of the book. And this book was chunky. This book was over 500. No, I wouldn't say it was over 500 pages, but it was close to 500 pages. So this book was chunky, and I didn't need all of that. I also read Dancing at the Pity Party, which was a graphic memoir of, oh my goodness, I'm spacing on the author's name. It was basically her going over experiences of losing her mother young to cancer. And that was heartbreaking. That was so good. The weird combination of words, but you guys know what I mean. And that I rated a full 5 stars. I'm currently listening to A Song Below Water by Bethany Morrow, and our two main characters, Tavia and Effie, they're sisters. Tavia is a siren. I think I'm getting it ahead of myself. Sirens are only black women. At least from what I understand of this world's mythos, sirens are only black women. And the story starts off with the murder of this black woman, and the boyfriend justifies it by saying, oh, she's a siren, or she was a siren rather, and this was self-defense. Sirens are seen as dangerous to normal people because sirens can compel people with their voice. And of course, Tavia now has to go through listening how people think that she's a monster. No one really knows her identity, so it's her trying to live her life as normally as possible while giving away her secret. I am currently a little over halfway with listening to this audiobook. I'm not in love with it. I love how easily the author was able to create such a believable world. I just don't understand what the huge mystery of the book is, because we find out very quickly that, of course, the killer got away with it. And so it's clear that some sort of revolution is going to happen. But I feel like if there was going to be a revolution, it would have happened much earlier in the book. Also, this book is actually the first book in a series, so it's very possible that things are just moving so slowly, because it might be a trilogy. It could be a duology. I'm not entirely sure how long this series is supposed to be, but it could explain why the story is moving so slowly. But that's it. That's everything that I read this week. I had a really nice weekend. Face mask, sat down and read, played some Animal Crossing. I feel refreshed, and I'm hoping that life will be slightly easier than it has been. Knock on wood. For all I know, it can get very worse. 2020 has been that sort of vibe. Well, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and here's to some good changes in 2020. Bye, guys.